Hello and welcome to Tech Time Live. My name is Jonathan Ott and I'm proud to be the Digital Marketing Specialist for BEA. With me today is Rob Rivera, Technical Service Specialist at BEA. Today's topic will be the BR2-900. BEA's BR2-900 is a 2-relay logic module with built-in 900 MHz wireless technology. Designed to provide wireless MC25 functionality, it is ideal for applications requiring sequencing of electronic locking devices and automatic door activation. Topics covered include installation and wiring, understanding the relays, inductive loads versus resistive loads, universal mode, sequencing locking devices and automatic doors, and wireless day-night mode. Let's take it over to Rob and get things started.
Hello, this is Rob Rivera with BEA Technical. Today we're going to be talking about the BR2-900 and some of the devices that function with it, some of the options, wiring, and some of the applications that you can use with the BR2-900. To kind of give you an idea, BR2-900, comes with itself out of the box, a couple sticky pads. These Velcro sticky pads we'll see later, go on the back and allow you to install it in a header location. It's a light little device. And of course, the user guide. User guide has a lot of the same information I'm going to share with you, but it does have some of the accessories that I'm also going to talk about are in the user guide as well. So that is the BR2-900. First, I'm going to cover the 900 megahertz range and some of the facts about the 900 megahertz system that's incorporated in the BR2-900. So if you look at this like it's two separate devices that are functioning together, modular design, it will help you understand how this device functions. So you have two buttons you can see here, one marked unsecure and one marked secure. When you're doing a tune-in on a device, like a push button with the transmitter, 900 megahertz transmitter, on this, you would simply want to push one of the associated buttons. Now, the beauty of this BR2-900 is that you can have one button on the unsecure side, meaning the inside, where you can freely egress. We look at this like door hardware. In door hardware, the non-secure side is the side where it's not locked or secured. So if you tune it into the unsecure side, it being the push button, will function 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It always works after hours. If you tuned it into the secure side, it will function as long as your day-night input is normally open, like such. It will work constantly. If you put a timer, an access system, anything, a switch, key switch, anything that will create a closure on the day-night input, it will simply stop the function of the secure side transmitter button. And of course, I say transmitter button because this does function with a few different options. Quickly, to go over that, we have the 900 PB, the TD 900 PB. This is the device that's made with the flags off of it, connects to the back of a button. So that's the PB version. It also will function with the handheld. Thus, when I say that it'll work with a button or a transmitter, this is just a transmitter, and you would obviously activate it. It will function also with the 10TD900TR. This transmitting device we have a Tech Time Live on, and this one functions off of power. It's kind of specifically designed for our touchless systems, but it also works with other applications. Anything you want power on, it doesn't have a battery, so it will function forever without the use of batteries. So any one of those transmitters, it also will function with a universal transmitter. And moving into that section of it, you can see some push buttons, and you can see standard or uni on the face of this. Go down here to standard or uni, universal. So if you hit that dip switch, which is dip switch 1, you can turn it on to have universal. And now universal essentially means that you can have an unlimited amount of transmitters. You can literally have 1 million, 2 million, 5 million, it doesn't matter. You can have as many as you want. All the transmitters are the same. There's no teach-in process with that. You would just use them. This is great for larger applications like educational facilities or manufacturing plants where you just want to hand out transmitters to people. So this has a very unique ability to be a digital system that can have unlimited amount of transmitters on it. Of course, now moving into the BR2 side of this device, you have all your terminal strips here. Of course, you're going to have, nice and close up here, your 12 to 24 AC or DC. You're going to have relay 1 is a double pull, double throw. So, and it's galvanized and isolated, meaning it has 2 separate relays that pull at the same time. So you could have an electric strike on relay 1, A, common, normally open, normally closed. And you could have a light, let's say, on relay 1B, common, normally open, normally closed. When you activate this device, the lock will unlock and a light will go off, or it could go to an access control system telling them that it's a REX input. There's multiple uses for it, but it's a great thing to have. And then, of course, on relay 2, you have 2A and 2B, another double pull, double throw. So you could have one go to your auto door and another one that you have held open for whatever amount of time you want. You can do multiple things with it for sounders and lights. Again, multiple uses for that. So that's the second relay configuration device that's on it. And also, of course, over here on the right side of it, you can see your hold times for relay 1, relay 2, and the delay between relay 1 and relay 2. The last thing that should be pointed out is on the switches, you can see you have standard and extended hold. What this would be for is on standard, when you push and hold a transmitter, even if you held it for 5 minutes, you push it and hold it for 5 minutes, on standard, it's going to pulse, half a second pulse, and then it's going to stop. It's going to ignore this, even if I'm holding it. Now, if you put it on extended hold, as long as I hold this button, it's going to hold the relays. It's going to signal relay 1, the delay between relay 2, and then hold it. That'd be great for holding a door open when somebody's going through it, that type of thing. If you wanted your hold open time and you had sensors on your door and you don't want it to hold because your sensors will hold it if there's a person in the threshold, then you could simply put it on standard. That's 2 of the functions on this. There's an assembly of LEDs in here that I will show you later. And actually now we will move into the installation portion of this.
Okay, so here we have side by side the 2 900 units. This is a great way to look at them, see that they're both approximately the same height, about the same thickness. RD900 is a little bit shorter, about half the distance in the length as the BR2-900, but this is well designed to fit into headers, into small locations on top of the headers or the side where you're designed to have devices. So, and conducting a teach-in on a BR2-900 is equally simple to the RD900. To go over that on the secure side, we'll simply push. When it turns red, we'll push, release, and then we have the white and blue LED, which tell us that it's learned in. This is when it is not learned in. The same thing on this, on the BR2-900. So now, if we were to change this HH1 handheld 1 transmitter, TD900 HH1, to the secure side, we would do the tune in the same exact way. Now, first, I want to remove it from the system so it doesn't function, because I'm going to show you how the secure system actually functions. The HH1 is currently tuned in to the BR2-900, and you can see the white and blue lights indicate that it's transmitting. If we wanted to remove just this one device, this process is going to be exactly the same as the RD900. We're going to push both buttons together for one red blink. Push, one red blink, push, push, and push again. So now you can see it will not activate the white-blue light, so it's no longer in the system. Very simple way of removing specific transmitters, as long as you're not using the universal mode. Universal mode, essentially every transmitter that is a universal transmitter will have the same code, so there is no more learning if you have that setting on. Just to point that out. So now, let's put this on the secure side, and I can show you the effects of that. So the same process: push, hold, turns red. I push, release, and now it's learning. Okay. Now I'm going to put a jumper into the day-night switch and show you how it works. And then when we close that jumper, it does not function. So now we have a jumper in place, and you can see that we have tuned it into the secure side. It functions just normally. However, when we take this jumper and terminate, which again could be an access system, a switch, whatever, I put the jumper in and now it doesn't work when you have a closure on the day-night switch. As soon as I pull it out, it functions. Put it back in. No function. It's a great little system if you're mounting a push button in a location on the exterior of the building that is an area that it's near impossible or very uncostly to hardwire that push button in that particular position. So now you can do it, just access control head in, which is very viable because of course you're going to have power and other devices, usually in the inside of the building on the header, very accessible. And this is an excellent thing. So one other thing I was going to show you that's a very special feature about the 900. Most of the wireless devices, RD900 included, they are designed to take a wireless input. So that's the only way that a wireless devices, most of them can function. This is particularly useful because it can actually be a hub. What I mean by that is, of course, you can have all your wireless devices. You can have your exterior devices that when you put your day-night switch in the on mode, it no longer works. You can have it on your unsecure where it works 24/7, but then you can run a security button or something for the indoors. And as soon as you activate the common and the auxiliary input, I'm actually activating the device with the hardwire input. When I go to either common, both commons are obviously in common, and I go to the normally open on the auxiliary input, now I can send a signal for it to open hardwired. Okay, so what I've done here to demonstrate how the system can function, what you can do with it, I'm utilizing this RD900. You can see the blue LED is on. This means the relay is locked, it's on. What I've done is I put it on toggle, and I've tied it to a specific switch. That switch now goes to this only to this RD900, and this RD900 is tied into the day-night switch. So when it's blue, my outside button will not function. When it's not blue and it's toggled off, the outside button will function. So I have an outside button on here, and you can see how I've wired in this as my access system, key switch, timer, whatever have you. This will function as my day-night switch. And then I have this RD900 Relay 1 going to an electric on my door, which I will demonstrate in a moment. And I'll have the Relay 2, the white greens, are going to my auto operator. One other thing I want to point out real quick is this is where we put our little sticky tabs. So we can easily put this inside a header, and actually it holds really well. I've had no problem using these on BR3s, BR2-900s, RD900s for years now, and they have been very, very stable. So let's take a look at our door and see how it functions now. Okay, so now I have this push button on this bollard is going to hook into the RD900 that you can see turning blue. Blue off, blue on. This is my handheld. And as you can see, when the RD900 is dark, I can push this, unlocks the strike, opens the door. If this was my exterior switch, we'll let the door completely close. If this was my exterior switch, and now I activate my push button, which turns my RD900 blue, and now my access system will not allow my push button to function. And so, to give you real time off its functions, now I'll go ahead and hit this button and turn it on, and now it will not function. So that's a very simplistic view. One thing I wanted to point out that I made a note here is, unlike the BR3X, which has wet output, the BR2-900 does not have wet output. Wet meaning puts out voltage, dry without voltage. That jumper exists on the BR3. I don't want to get it confused. The BR2-900 does not offer that. So all you have to do is what I've done on this is I wire in the hot leg through relay 1 on my electric strike, and voila, it functions perfectly. So you can see again, you can see my blue LED up there, no functionality. Hit my button. You can see my light turns off, and now the door will open and not hit me because I move forward. The strengths of the BR2-900 is its ability to differentiate an outside wireless switch that can be turned on and off from an inside switch that will work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It has the 2 relays, which are double pull, double throw, that can be used for light sounders. It's an inductive load type relay, and it can activate doors and coordinate strikes and mag locks. It's an excellent system to do multiple things with garage doors, and sometimes you pull up to a garage door from the inside, and you're driving right out to a walkway or a sidewalk, and you want to have a sounder that when you drive up there and hit your button to open the overhead door, it warns pedestrians that the door's coming up and a vehicle's going to come out. This is an excellent device for that. The beauty of the 900 is that it penetrates sheetrock, wood, metal, concrete, very effective in its ability to penetrate low-E glass, many different types of materials, very trouble-free, and the array of switches that you can get. Again, we have the handheld 1, 2, 3, 4. I've shown you the HH1. We have an HH3 here. It goes up to an HH4. Yes, these are separate inputs. This one button could be for one door, another button for another door, another for another button for another door, and the doors could be right next to each other. And if this button will not trigger door 2 or 3. This button will only trigger door 2, but not 1 and 3. This one will trigger door 3, but not 2 and 1. So it's excellent. And then, of course, we went over the 10 TD900TR, and of course the PB, which is designed for the push buttons. I want to thank everybody. This is Rob Rivera with BEA Technical. This was our presentation on the BR2-900. All of the functions and devices that work with it. You can always call BEA Technical 800-407-4545 if you have any more questions. We thank you for joining Tech Time Live.
If anybody has any recommendations on any videos that they want to see, please contact us. We're looking to expand our Tech Time Lives and give you content that you'd be happy to see. Thank you very much.
Thank you everyone for watching this Tech Time Live. Today we went over the BR2-900 2-relay logic module. We covered the installation and wiring, relays, inductive loads versus resistive loads, universal mode, sequencing locking devices and automatic doors, and wireless day-night mode. For more Tech Time Live videos, visit our YouTube channel at youtube.com/BEAsensors. Also be sure to visit our website at www.beasensors.com. Thank you for watching and have a great day.